The Emerald Tree Boa. This book is about amazing snakes. What are emerald tree boas anyway? Emerald tree boas are big snakes that curl around tree branches. They can grow to be 9 feet long. That's taller than most adults, taller than your dad. Ooh, look at his eyes. Be thinking about what this tree boa looks like because we're going to make a tree boa. So look at the details on his scales. Look at what color his eyes are. And they look like they just have one little slit of black in the middle. Emerald tree boas lie very still in the trees. Their bodies coil into oval shapes. Their heads rest in the center. So that just means that they curl up like in a circle or an oval, and then they rest their head right on top. And you can see that he's right on top of a tree branch. This is how they rest. Where emerald tree boas live. Oh, we want to lock this information in our brains because we're going to be writing facts on our tree boa. So here's some facts about where they live. Emerald tree boas live in the tropical rainforests of South America. Lock that in your brain. They live in the rainforest in South America. They spend most of their time in the canopy layer. These snakes slither quickly through the treetops. And we can see this fun fact up here says balancing boas. Strong tails help emerald tree boas balance in the trees. Canopy camouflage. Wait a second, we know all about camouflage. The canopy camouflages the emerald tree boas. That just means that all the plants and everything that are on this level of the rainforest, they actually help the tree boa blend in. So you can see the tree boa is green. All the plants around him are green. The snake's bright scales blend in with the trees. Their green bodies look like vines. Their small white spots look like sunlight. So I don't know if you can see the leaves next to the tree boa here. Do you see how the sun is shining on the leaves and it looks like little white spots? That's the reflection of the sun. That is why the tree boa has those white spots on his body, so he kind of looks like a vine, like a long green branch, and it looks like the sun is reflecting off of his body, so he blends in. Super camouflage. Look at this orange one though. Wait a second, I thought tree boas, emerald means the color green, that's like a green stone. I thought emerald tree boas were green, but this one's orange. Let's read. It says, young and bright. Let's get closer here. Emerald tree boas are born either red or orange. That's a fun fact. Lock it in your brain. So when they're born, they're not green, they're actually orange or red. They turn green as they get older. That is super cool. So if you see an emerald tree boa that looks like this, but it's orange or red, you'll know that's a baby. Sometimes emerald tree boas cannot hide from predators. Eagles swoop into the treetops and hunt these snakes. So some of these birds actually have really, really good eyesight. And they are not tricked by the emerald tree boa's camouflage. He can spot it out and say, wait a second, that's not a vine. I can tell he's moving, and vines don't move. So the hawk or whatever eagles will swoop down and they'll snatch it up, and that is what they eat. So the predator, we could say a predator, lock this in your brain, a predator of an emerald tree boa is an eagle. Hunting for prey. Dun dun dun. So, emerald tree boas hunt at night. Ooh, they might be nocturnal when they're up at night. many tiny pits around their mouths. Many tiny pits surround their mouths. So you can see on the edges of the tree boa's mouth, you can see they're tiny pits, which means they're little holes. So each one of those little pockets around its mouth are little holes. What are those for? These little holes sense heat. So it's like all these little sensors around their lips, and all those little sensors can tell if something's hot or something's warm. I wonder, just like how you and I, we could put our hand, like if you put your hand by the oven, I can tell, oh, the oven's on. I can feel it, it's hot. I can feel the air. Well, the emerald tree boa doesn't have hands, so he uses his lips. Well, why would he want to know if something's hot? Let's read. Pits, or the holes, help boas find lizards, birds, and rats in the dark. Oh, so in the dark, he couldn't see his food. He wouldn't be able to see a rat crawling by, but rats are warm-blooded, so he could feel the warmth of the rat running by. So if he can feel on his lips that there's something warm, he knows he can attack because there's something living there. Let's read this about snake eyes. Emerald tree boas have pupils that look like slits. Now a pupil is that dark part of your eye right in the middle. So let's look at his eye. Do you see his pupil? Our pupils, our dark part of our eye is round. His dark part of his eye is a slit. So when we make our tree boas, we'll have to make sure that we get a black crayon or something, or a black marker, to make his pupil, and it's only going to be a little slit. So lock that in your brains of what that looks like. It's a little slit. It says these are the eyes of night predators. So a lot of animals that are awake at night have a slit pupil in their eye like that. They're not the only ones. And then I wanted to see over here, this says emerald tree boa prey. So here's some pictures. We have a lizard. So lock this in your brain. These are facts that we could be writing. An emerald tree boa likes to eat a lizard. An emerald tree boa likes to eat birds. And emerald tree boas like to eat rats. The snakes snatch prey that run under their trees. They hold up the prey with their long teeth. Ooh, look at those teeth sticking out. Then they wrap their bodies around the animals and squeeze. Poor rat. Okay, this says fast food. Emerald tree boas can even catch birds that are flying. That's amazing. Soon the animals suffocate. The boas, that means when they suffocate, that means they stop breathing because they're being squeezed. It's sad, but the tree boas got to eat too, so. The boas stretch their jaws open wide so they can open their mouth really, really big. Then they swallow their prey whole. So they don't chew it, they just swallow the whole entire thing. Wow, that's some information we can lock in our brains. This says species profile. So here's some cool information, different things about the tree boa. Let's see. Oh, there's some nicknames. There's a super scientific name there. Then there's some nicknames. Amazon Basin Emerald, Northern Shield Emerald, a parrot snake, or a dog boa. That's funny. They call it a dog boa. I wonder why. That's one of its nicknames. So its average size is 4 to 6 feet tall. So it did say in here that it can be up to 9 feet tall, but I guess its normal size is about 4 to 6 feet tall. So that's probably about as tall as a first grader, up to about as tall as like a dad or a grown man. So they live in the rainforest. There's a bunch of different trees that they live in here. Oh, here's an interesting one. Venomous. No. So if you were wondering, is this snake poisonous? The answer is no. How does it kill its prey? Constriction, so it squeezes it. And here are things it eats: birds, lizards, rats, frogs, squirrels, bats, and monkeys. Alright, I hope you learned lots of different things about tree boas. Hopefully you have at least 3 facts locked in your brain. If not, you can go back and re-listen to this story again. You want to have at least 3 facts.